We're supposed to get some snow, which I'm excited about. So we are finally going to get our season's first snow tonight. And it's also Caleb's birthday tomorrow. And we have our own little tradition with the first snowfall. And knowing that I might not go anywhere for a little bit, I went out to get groceries for a couple of days. Plus, I'm going to be pinching my luck a little bit. I have a amazing idea for a birthday cake for Caleb this year, and I'm going to make a separate video about that, but it is going to take a couple of days to complete. It's my first go around, so I am excited to, one, see if I cross the finish line, and two, what my first attempt is actually going to look like. So, plus we can stroll down some memory lane with that, as you will see me, blah. As you will see me, I keep tripping over my words. As you'll see me in the other video over what will be 2 days, create. But I have to put some groceries away, and 2 nights ago I filmed, and I was just looking back at some of the content from what I was talking about like not being able to sleep and trying to adhere to sleep hygiene issues. And I just want to take a quick moment to say that I know that for me, outside of being surrounded by disorganization, sleep health is one of the things that is a precursor for knowing when my mental health strength is a little bit, maybe I shouldn't say strength. My mental health needs to just be kept in have an immediate awareness to. Like, it's something that is definitely something that I will struggle with as I am trying to sleep and adhere to what are regular normal hours for a person. And the more I struggle with that, the more I stress about the struggle that I'm having. And I think today is just something, and I've talked about this a little bit in past posts, about something that I'm learning about this year that I didn't think was a thing, but it is a thing, is the importance of rest and actually resting. And not just sleeping, but actually being able to stand still and not do anything, not feel like you have to do something. I associate a lot of failure to my self-worth that's associated to productivity, and when I'm not being productive or outputting something with measurable cues towards what I'm doing with energy and contribution to our home, my marriage, the society, my independent self, the scales of imbalance just get out of whack. And so I think today I'm going to dial into practice that, like, rest, and the more I stop and apply that, I think the more I'm getting comfortable and thinking about how it is indeed a thing. And the other thing that I was realizing while I was watching back the footage is that my little throwaway line about my in-laws, and they are some great people, and they do have different points of view, and they come from different places, as we all come from different places. It's what makes us special. It's what makes us unique and worthy of learning and growing with each other. But I don't think I really pinpointed some of the stresses with there being differences and not having a closer type of connection with them. And so I find myself doing things in the last year where it's like every couple of days, because of the lack of communication, I'm, Googling for obituaries or news lines about their awareness and their health, and it's uncomfortable and it's stressful. And I think that as the health crisis continues to unfold a little bit, the reality of it is that I worry in some regards about how they digest some of the information and the sources of information that they have, because they are people that I care about. They're people that have been on my mind and developed character in myself and thoughtfulness around them, despite how the constructs of our relationship is over the last 9 years. So, I mean, I care about these people, and it's just stressful. And I think that that's what is very real and present with me in the last couple of weeks, beyond just the who's going to behave in a responsible way or an irresponsible way that may or may not cross a viral pathway with where and how my husband interacts in society. And it's just been a lot. But that's sort of what I meant, and these are obviously big feelings for things for more private, maybe a story for another day. I don't really know. But I think the thing is that I definitely at least know where some of the stresses are that are feeding into some of my sleep issues. And so I'm just gonna unpack the groceries, and I might wrap some gifts. I don't really know. I think last year is when I taught well, blah blah. All right, I think that's it.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night beneath the mistletoe. It's cold outside, 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 outside. It's cold outside, outside, outside. Cold outside, outside, outside.
As you can see, tonight it is snowing, which is exciting. It hasn't really snowed in our area of Vermont, like a significant snowfall in a couple of years. And I find it really relaxing and calming. And I was wrapping gifts tonight. I was thinking about how I used to have this like set in my ways type of approach to wrapping gifts where I like the magic of gifts arriving under the tree overnight. And so I would wrap gifts on Christmas Eve. And in the last couple of years, when you're wrapping for each other and we're not spending quality time on Christmas Eve like I ideally would like to have, and then I don't know, that sometimes I don't know. I go back and forth on gifts, and I'm sure there are people that are like this too, where I remember my first Christmas with Caleb. I didn't want to exchange gifts, partly because, as I've come to realize now, there's a little bit of an insecurity with the gifts, because I ultimately just wanted to be seen. Like, I wanted quality time and just to be emotionally, not supported, but just seen for who I am and where I had just come from. In a lot of aspects was not understood by or known to many people, and I also felt like I didn't have the resources to offer material things in the same regard, so I didn't want there to be this like power imbalance. So yeah, the power imbalance. I just didn't want any of that. I wanted to sort of be all crunchy cozy and just absorb each other, if that makes any sense. And since then, I've and since that first Christmas, I have settled into the gift exchange, and it has changed over the years. And you know, you learn and you grow. And I've gotten Caleb's family does this thing where they write clues on the outside of. They write clues on the outside of their gifts to sort of be a way to connect as in a different kind of way of like this creative mind frame. It's a point of conversation starter with creating like ambiguous clues that ideally somebody could still guess from. And I was not familiar with this kind of tradition, but it is something that I've learned to get into, and now there's like this joke back and forth every year about whose clues are worse, or as Caleb likes to tell me, mine are just incorrectly done and they're wrong. And I think that's his way of not being able to guess what is inside any of mine, even though I explain whatever. Anyway, the point is that, you know, you learn and you grow. So I went from this first Christmas of not wanting to exchange anything material-wise to now I'm wrapping gifts to use as decorations under the tree before Christmas Eve, like he wants, and I'm writing down his family clues for him and my extended family, and it's a point of almost comfort this year. Like I know last year I got some amazing surprises for Caleb's office, and like a nice charcuterie board and like this and that, so like this, and I get to blend my gift giving skill of, you know, practical gifts that are used and for, you know, improving quality of life, and with his, and like but he's also weaved into this idea of every year there will be a handful of things that are the same every year. Like I get dried apricots every year as a stocking stuffer, which I really enjoy. And I also get peach tea, which I also really enjoy. And it's like those like little things that speak to being seen in some ways, right? So I'm being seen in just those like ways that gifts are exchanged. I don't know, this is a long way around explaining the discomfort with gift giving initially, and I've come to realize that in a lot of ways it's a way of exchanging and dialing into that quality of life and that emotional connection of being seen and seeing somebody for practical and emotional reasons both. And so that's sort of what I was thinking about as I was like meditating and wrapping gifts tonight. And so I don't know who else relates to this comfort, discomfort of gift giving and the exchange of what it is or what it's supposed to be, but really appreciate you guys just sort of listening. Plus my last 2 vlogs have been these like windy, curvy stories of here's the main thing, but I'm over here and over here and over here. And I will say that I'm noticing that I'm getting better at my storytelling per vlog, and I need to sit down and actually focus that, and I think that is something I'm going to be doing. I've got some exciting things, and there's also something that I have coming up that I'm excited to share. So I have some exciting things that are coming up, both here and just what I want to share personal growth wise, but also some things and some ways of sharing with you guys in the near future that I'm really excited about. Yeah, I have a lot of creative things moving, and I've got a couple irons in the fire, and I look forward to sharing them with you. So if you are new to my videos and my channel, please subscribe, because I would love to see you come back and get to know you. But for everyone else, just remember to grow from where you are, and I will share more with you soon. Juice.